Ta, ta, ta. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in on this next level up webinar from Smartness. Thank you for being here. Today we have a super interesting topic and a mega guest, Mark Simpson. How are you doing, Mark?
Very good. Thank you very much for having me on this. I'm excited to dig into everything direct bookings.
How is the weather in the UK, Mark?
What do you think? It's the UK. It's the UK weather. It's cloudy. It's grey, but at least it's not raining. We're all right.
The usual. Today I'm calling you from our offices in Barcelona. The weather is great here as usual.
Yeah, well, I used to live in Javier near Alicante, so I know exactly what the weather is like down there, especially in May. It's beautiful. So
it's great.
One day we'll get some sun. I just don't know when that will be.
Right. So, Mark, let's start by doing a quick introduction. I'll start first, and I'll be super quick. Well, my name, of course, Tommaso. I'm CEO and co-founder of Smartness. Smart Pricing, Smartness. We changed the name. We rebranded recently as we're adding more products to our line. And really passionate about hospitality. Alternative lodgings is my expertise. As a side business, I also run a property management company. And word to you, Mark.
So my name is Mark Simpson. As you can tell from the accent, over here in the UK, I founded a company 10 years ago called Boostly. And the whole goal and the whole aim of what we do is to help hosts, whether it's in short-term rentals, hotels, glamping, you name it, how to grow their business, get more bookings without relying on Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia to do so. So we do it with a mixture of tools, tactics, training. So we predominantly do website design. But we obviously then do training tactics on how to actually go ahead and get bookings. So it's a mixture of done for you with a little bit of done with you. And yeah, we've been doing this now for a long time, 10 years, coach thousands of people.
You also come from a property management background, right, Mark?
Yeah, I'm one of these rare breeds. I was born into hospitality. So I grew up on a 200-acre farm stay, bed and breakfast, small hotel in the middle of the North Yorkshire moors over here in the United Kingdom. And then I basically tried 20 years to escape it, managed to escape it, did a bit of soccer coaching in America for about 10 years, but then it dragged me back. Cool. So hospitality dragged me back, and then I've been back in it full time since 2011. So a long time.
Wow. No, but it's
amazing because I only look 25, right? So it's just crazy. That,
well, you look young. You look young. You look young. No, Mark, but look, let's dig into the topic of today. It's a topic that is very dear to me. Direct booking. So we want to try to, of course, as owners, get as much direct business as possible. I personally, of course, don't like to pay, commissions. But let's hear from the pro. So, why you think it's so important for a property owner to focus on increasing direct bookings?
Yeah, I mean, let's just dial it back a bit before we talk about direct bookings. So we are very lucky in this industry that we can start a business today. We can go and take a couple of pictures. We can go and put it online on free websites, our business, and be pretty much guaranteed revenue on the back of it. I don't know any other industry that is like that, right? For Boostly, for website design, there's not a website design listing site that I can go and list my services and be pretty much guaranteed to get customers. It doesn't work like that, but we have that in hospitality because we're in the industry of making memories. And when you first start a business and you've got all of these plates that you're spinning, right? You've got all of the things you've got to do to start a business. If the marketing and sales plate is basically on autopilot with Airbnb, Booking.com, Vrbo, that's a very fortunate place to be in. But here comes the problem. as you grow and scale, because that plate is so easy, you can just go, I'll just rely on Airbnb. You become over reliant on that plate being spun by Airbnb, Booking.com, Verbo. You're so reliant on that revenue to come in from that one place. And then the problem happens when that plate stops spinning. And that plate can stop spinning for a number of reasons, right? It can be as simple as you get a couple of bad reviews and your page and your listing drops off the first page of Airbnb, Booking.com, Verbo. It could just be that your local area gets very competitive all of a sudden and you suddenly can't be seen. Or it can get a little bit more alarming where your listing gets suspended or cancelled or deleted from these channels. And if you are solely reliant on one channel, let's just call it Airbnb, for your bookings coming in, as in you're 100% reliant on that one channel, and all of a sudden you get that Thanos snap, right? If you've not watched the Avengers movie, go and watch it, because there's a moment where he snaps his fingers and 50% of the whole universe's population disappears. And if that is your revenue and your money and your business coming in to basically supporting your needs, then that's when it becomes a problem. And so I always describe it as building your house on somebody else's land. When you build your business on somebody else's platform, you are susceptible at any point in time from the rug to be pulled from you. And so
that's a very good image.
Yeah. So it's not so much that you should be doing direct bookings. You need to be doing direct bookings. And again, it's not so much that I want you to, burn the bridges, cancel your OTA accounts, go all in direct bookings. Listen, it is as dangerous going 100% direct as it is going 100% OTA. What I teach and what I coach and what I preach and what I've talked about for so many years is to have a nice balance. So if you were to basically have 4 buckets, right? You want to have a nice spread amongst most. And the way that I sort of talk about it and the way that I sort of coach it and I say to our clients is, my mission and my goal is to help you, Tommaso, get to 65% direct bookings. 35%, we can scatter that and we can spread those buckets out between the online travel agents. But if you can get to a place where over 50% of your revenue coming into your business is direct, then you're in a really lovely place to be.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's not an easy journey. It requires some commitment. It requires, I would say, some investments. So let's dive into this topic, because I'm curious to see what you think. What would you describe as the perfect stack for a host or for a property manager that wants to get more direct bookings?
Yeah. And let's just go back to your point there. It's not easy. Well, 100% it's not easy. Business isn't easy, right? If it was easy, everybody would be doing this. And I think that what we're finding now in 2025 is that those that started in 2022 when it was easy, those who got going in early 2023 when it was easy, now they're starting to not be here, right? There's a saying, the cream will always rise to the top. And that is very truthful in 2025, is that you need to be professional. It needs to be hard. It's getting to a point now where it isn't as easy as just taking a couple of pictures on your crappy iPhone and whacking it up on Airbnb. You do have to know what you're doing. And listen, when I started Boostly, it wasn't easy. I was young 30s. People didn't trust me. People didn't know who I was. I had to drag people kicking and screaming to do work with me. And, it's getting to the point now where if you want to be successful in this game of short-term rentals, you have to learn how to do the things that we're going to talk about. And talking about a perfect tech stack, listen, it all begins with your property management software solution, right? The good news is that there are over 1,000 PMSs for you to choose. The bad news is there are over 1,000 different PMSs to choose from, right? You can go into any Facebook group and you can ask the question, hey, which is the PMS that you recommend? And for every 10 answers, you'll get 10 different solutions. There will be a point in time where there will be consolidation. There will be a point where you probably trim that 1,000 down to the top 30. But whatever influencer or guru that you listen to and they say, hey, go to this, don't, right? The best thing for you to do is to go and test what is out there, right? And if you're getting started, whether you're at 1, 2, 3 properties, it'll be different for those that are at scale and are touching 100 properties, because there are different solutions that have different benefits, right? It's like playing a video game. I used to love playing Mario as I was growing up. And when you start in Mario or in Zelda, you're scrappy. You've literally got no tools at your disposal. But as you get good, you get more tools, more ability. As you level up to go and beat Bowser, you get more tools at your disposal. And that's where it starts off at. The best thing that I can advise for you to do is just go and get a property management software tool. I'm going to assume that everybody who tunes into here, because obviously it's part of Smartness and smart pricing, is that you actually have a PMS, right? Because then what you need to do is, go and make sure that you have got dynamic pricing, smart pricing built into your day-to-day business. When I was in the business full time in 2011, I came back into the family business to help my parents get everything online. When I came back into family business, they were doing everything on pen and paper. There was no PMS, there was no website, there was no dynamic pricing, just wasn't a thing back then. And so right now, the tools that are available to property managers and hosts is unreal. It's the tools that I wish that we could have had, because when we did pricing back in 2011, we just literally took our finger, stuck it in the air and go, I think we need to do this. And it was the worst thing that we could do.
Mark, nowadays I still hear people saying, yeah, look, we've always done it this way, we know the place, and we've been operating for X many years. So
it's such a Mediterranean backwards way of thinking, right? I like I said, the France, Italy, Spain, so many property managers that I met there, they do it like how their parents did it or how their grandparents did it. And it's just like, oh, it's just the way. It's such a backwards way of thinking. If you want to get ahead of 99% of your competition, then you need to come into the new way of thinking, which again, tools like yours are phenomenal for it. So PMS, pricing tool, 100%. Then what you need to have is some form of tool that will help communicate with the people behind the scenes. Cleaners, handymen, runners. This is where tools like Turno, Breezeway, phenomenal. And again, the cool thing about all of this is they all speak and communicate with your PMS. So the problem is that there's all these tools are available. And the worry is that you've got to have all these different things going on, all these different places you got to go and check. The PMS is that central point. All right. Because again, the PMS will be the one that makes sure you don't get double bookings. The PMS will make sure that all of your rates availability is going off to Airbnb, booking.com, Verbo. And the cool thing about your PMS as well is that it will mean that you can now have a direct booking website. It means that you can now take direct payments via Stripe or whatever you use. It will mean that you can communicate directly with a client, a future potential guest as well. So yeah, the perfect tech stack begins and ends on your PMS.
Agreed. 100%. And so you have the PMS, you have some pricing tool, you have some communication tools. What about the website? And what I hear from many relatively small prospects is, oh, look, but maybe I'm too small, to make the investment. It's gonna probably cost me more to have a website, maintain it, have nice pictures, other than just go on Airbnb, go on Booking, and just have my listing uploaded there. What do you think?
Yeah, so like I said, when you're first starting out in business, and let's just say you're in year one, right, and you've got your PMS, then yeah, 100% just rely on the free website that you get with that, right? But as you grow and your revenue grows, let's say that booking values is touching about 100,000 euros a year, then you're ready to upgrade and you're ready to get the next level up. And that could be still property number 1, it could be property 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever that may be. But when you start to get to a level where you are driving in that revenue, whether it's direct or via an OTA, you're at that next level to step up to where you can afford to have a website built for you. And this is where we come in at Boostly. Like the free websites that I see that PMSs have got are good to a certain level, but then they're not. All right. And then you pass the baton on to us, because what we do is we create websites that are built on WordPress, which is the biggest content management solution that's out there. It powers 40% of the world's websites. And it just means that you can do more. For example, you can have live chat on your website. 77% of travelers have stated that during the booking process, if they have a question during that booking process, they would like to speak to somebody. So whether that is a phone call, live chat, you have the ability to do so on your website. Airbnb don't have live chat. Vrbo don't have live chat. Booking.com don't have live chat. You have that ability to have it. So again, you can't do that on a free website with your PMS. You get the ability when you level up. And when you level up, you can have a website that actually does you self-justice. Your website is your online business card. It needs to be that when you're speaking to a stranger in a coffee shop, at an event, at the airport, and they're a traveler who comes to your area and they've said to you, hey, Tommaso, I'd love to come and stay at one of your properties. You need to be able to give them your business card, your domain, and be confident that when they see it, they're not going to go, oh, that's shocking. They have to be able to go, oh, that's nice. And at the end of the day, your website needs to be able to turn a looker into a booker. Now, I'm not saying that it needs to be the Mona Lisa of website design. This is where so many people fall down. They go and hire a website designer who tries and turns it into this stunning website with graphics and videos and flying around.
Huge
if you want,
mistake.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like you see examples. Look at Airbnb. Airbnb stylistically is an awful looking site, but it works. Vrbo works. Booking.com works. Hilton, Marriott, the websites look awful, but they work. So the main thing is, for anybody that I would say was watching this, would be go and work with somebody who knows what they're doing, right? It's so clear on this. Don't just go onto Fiverr and try and do it the cheap way, paying somebody $200 who hasn't got a clue what they're doing in India. Don't go to a friend of a friend who's got a brother at a barber shop whose nephew does website designs, hasn't got a clue what they're doing. You need to work with somebody who
I hear
specializes.
A few,
you know what I mean?
A few friends of a friend. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But look, Mark, just a follow-up question on this. So, just imagine I'm a property manager. No, I'm close or I'm above, 100K in revenue. So really, I would love maybe to consider making now an investment to have something cooler to represent my business. How do you go about calculating a return on investment? Like, how much would you invest in a website?
It's a really good question, and we get asked that a lot. So we built a calculator on the Boostly website. So if you go to Boostly, boostly.co.uk, boostly.co.uk, scroll down, there's a calculator, and it's not so much how figuring out when is the time. It's the case of, okay, we get to this point, we're doing all of this here. How much money are we missing out on by not doing it ourselves, by not doing our own direct bookings? And, it doesn't matter whether you're at property 1 or property 100. So many of you are leaving money on the table by not increasing your direct bookings. For example, we charge €4,000 for a website. So €4,000. And the problem that I see so many people, specifically in Europe, is that they look at €4,000 as a cost. You said it perfectly when you called it an investment. So you are investing into your business. This isn't a cost. A cost is walking into McDonald's and buying a Big Mac. That's a cost because you're never going to get that back, right? An investment is where you pay €4,000 and then that €4,000 turns into 100,000, right? On average, our clients every single year are bringing in €59,000 in direct bookings because of the work that we help them with. It's not just a website. Like I said, anybody can give you a website. It's like me giving you a Ferrari, but then not giving you the keys to drive it. Right? The most important thing is that once you have a website, that you have the tools and the knowledge to be able to go and send people to your website, whether that is through social media, whether that is through working with content creators, influencers, whether that is email marketing, social media marketing, even if it is just billboarding and showing you how to place certain things on your Airbnb listing that drives them to a direct search. There's so many ways that we do it. That's why, like I said, our investment is like 59 times what you pay.
Absolutely. No. And by the way, I was a few years ago reading this statistic. Maybe you can confirm it that around 50% of the people that find your listing on Booking.com or on the OTAs in general will during the booking process search for your website. Is that
So
correct?
there's an even better stat is that from people who find you on an OTA and then go and book direct, that number is 70%. So again, it shows to me
It's crazy,
that
huh? Crazy.
the traveler is getting smarter, right? The traveler is getting cleverer. They don't just find a place on Airbnb and book it now. And there are really cool tools out there, like Directo, for example, which sit on a Google Chrome extension. When you're on Airbnb, if it's cheaper elsewhere, it will pop up and say, "Hey, this price is cheaper when you book here." And it's from Pierre from Transparency who created this tool, and it's going really well, and it's going very viral. So last year there was a couple of content creators that travel, and they started talking about how you can find a place cheaper, and they got millions of views. And then what happened on the back of that is more people started talking about it, and it went viral. And so now the traveler is a lot more savvy. And I'm not talking about Gen X, maybe even not even millennials, but it's the Gen Z generation who see these on TikTok that are getting smarter around this. And so they will find you direct. They know how to find you direct. They're not silly, right? This Gen Z generation that are traveling, that are at the age now, 25, 26, 27, that will pay good money to travel, they know how to find you direct. So it is there and it is happening.
Super cool. No, it's cool. And we're part of it. We're part of it. So really proud of this journey.
Awesome.
But look, Mark. Now we have a website. So we invested in a website. Yes, we have some people that find us on the OTAs and then go direct. They search for us on Google. But I guess we can do maybe something more. Okay, so which kind of marketing strategy would you suggest to, imagine a small property manager, no, not like a guy that has maybe 100 plus, but let's say that they have 10 apartments. What should I do? Where should I invest my money now?
So it's not so much investing your money, it's investing your time. Like I said, we're in the age now where we can't just sit back and rely on the Airbnb slate to keep spinning, right? You have to go out there every single day and do sales and marketing. Now, there's a big chapter I wrote about this in the book Direct Playbook. Tommaso, you're going to go on Amazon and go get your copy after this interview. I know you are. So again,
Absolutely.
It's available on Audible. If you like hearing to a crazy Yorkshire accent, it's available on Kindle and print. But in there, I've got 101 tips on how you can boost your direct bookings. And one of them, the most important one, I always come back to this, is just spend 30 minutes a day doing new sales and new business. And new sales, new business can be anything. It could be sending that email blast out to everybody that you've got on your email list, right? It could be sending that email to a potential contact or network. It could be posting on social media. It could be picking up the phone and calling previous guests and asking for referrals, right? These are the sort of things that business owners have to do but aren't in hospitality, right? And yes, it takes you out of your comfort zone. Yes, it's hard, but it's how you are going to grow and scale in 2025. And, if you're at the level of business, even with 10 properties where you don't want to do that, find somebody, hire somebody, whether it's internally or virtually, Philippines, wherever you want it to be, but we'll do that for you. But if you can dedicate 30 minutes, just 30 minutes, I'm not going to say Gary V, Alex Hormozy, where you got to do 16-hour days, eat glass. You don't have to do that. Just 30 minutes a day, new business consistently for the next 365 days, your business will be so much better on the back of it. But you have to have the blueprint in place. You have to have those foundations in place, that tech stack in place to be able to do this. Because at the end of the day, Ben, who's watching, and I will come to your question in a second, who will go and do all these things, they'll go, yeah, oh, absolutely. They'll speak to somebody, say, hey, I would love to come and stay with you. Or I know somebody, right? And you go, well, fantastic, but you're going to have to book on Airbnb because I haven't got a PMS, I haven't got direct setup, etc. You know, you've got to have the foundations in place first. But once you do, it's super simple. I'm not saying go and do Facebook ads. I'm not saying go and blow money on Google ads. I'm not saying go and spend massive amount of money in all of this. Most of the most effective marketing tips that I teach cost nothing. And if they do, they cost very little. So that's what you should be doing.
Cool tip. And yeah, absolutely. I need to read that book, Mark. I can order it on Amazon, or you can ship it to me.
If you go and order it on Amazon, it'll be a lot more easy with me shipping, because anything I post, thanks to Brexit, anything that I post from England to Europe, you have to pay this mad tax on your end. So it's a lot easier, which pains me to say, because obviously, like, and this is why I talk about all of this, and it's really good bringing it back to here. When I brought this book out, the Book Diet Playbook, I brought it out in 2022. I didn't have any option to do it directly. I do not have a massive printing press behind me. That's where my 2-year-old sleeps. I had to put it on Amazon because they have monopolized the e-commerce and book world. And this is a stark realization for everybody, is that for every book that I sell, for every euro that I bring in, Amazon take 66 cents. So that's 66 commission that they take off me. Why? Because they can, because they are the monopoly. There is nobody else that comes close. And we go, wow, that's shocking. But if you look at our industry and if you look at Airbnb, in 2017, they had 15% of the market. At the end of 2024, they had 64% of the market. So for every 10 bookings that came in, 6 of them were coming from Airbnb in the short-term rental world. That is a stark contrast to where they were just less than 10 years ago. And with that, if they continue this basically growth, because nobody walks around saying I'm staying at a booking.com. Nobody walks around saying I'm a Verbo host, right? If they continue to verbiage this industry, what is to stop them from turning around and go, hey, Ben, 100% of your bookings are coming from us. I don't think this 3% commission or 14% commission is fair. Let's whack that up to 20. Let's go to 30, 40. We actually think that this is more of a 50-50 partnership that we've got here. So I'm going to charge you 50% for every booking comes in. And that would destroy businesses, right?
Yeah. Well, Mark, but I already know, by the way, that Booking is charging different commission rates in different areas of the world. Also in Italy, we have areas in my region where hoteliers pay around 13%, so relatively little. In other areas like Milan, where they pay 25%.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, exactly. And Airbnb are looking to get more into the booking.com world and more into the Expedia world. They are looking at hotels more. And you can just tell that by the quotes from Brian Chesky recently. So what's to say that they don't just put the flat rate price for everybody being 14% and the guest doesn't pay a service charge? For a lot of people, that'd be crazy. So the best time to start is now, right? And it's never been as easy to start. And we are very lucky still on Airbnb, booking.com, Verbo, but we still get the name and the phone number of our guest. With Amazon, I don't get anything. I haven't got a clue who buys my book. I just get a check at the end of the month just to say, hey, you've sold this many books.
I'll send you an email once I buy. Mark.
There you go. So look, it's really important that we start.
Last question, and then we turn to the comments. If there is one single last tip that you want to leave us with about the one action that has always proven to be a game changer in the transition from booking via OTAs to direct booking.
Yeah, 100%. So there's 2 that I'll give you. One is super simple, and one that you can go and do now is go into your Airbnb listing. Okay, go to the first line in your property description. And what I want for you to do is I want for you to brand your property. Okay, so you've already branded your business, right? So you've got a business name that we all know, but I want for you to brand your property. For example, I was doing a marketing review for a host yesterday for the Boostly YouTube channel, and her property name was Fella. So Ophelia, and her business name was Tina Stays. I did give her advice to rebrand the business name because that's not a very good business name, but the property name was good. Okay. So what you do on your Airbnb listing is you go introducing, or let me introduce to you, or here is a fella by Tina Stays. That's the brand name. Now, what that instantly is doing is it's giving you a Googleable name. Okay. So it's making your Airbnb listing all of a sudden, not just an Airbnb, you're giving it a business and a Googleable name. Now, what you can do next is you can say, check out our online reviews. They're really good. So what you're doing is you're implanting into the future potential guest to go, oh, let me go check out the online reviews. And they're going to go, a fella, Tina Stays, and where the property is. They were in Warwickshire in the United Kingdom, right? Or Warwick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very famous for Shakespeare back then, right? And so that is a super simple tip that you can literally do straight after. And if you've got one property, simple. If you've got 10 properties, a little bit trickier, but it can still get done today. If you struggle with a property name and a branding name, there's a really cool free tool called ChatGPT, right? All you do is you copy all of the text. So do Control and A and then Control and C. So you basically copy every single bit of text on that page, go pop it into ChatGPT and just say, hey, this is what I do. This is who we are. This is what this property is. I want for you to give me a property name. And it will give you some choices. And then you just pick your favorite one. And then make sure that that is that from then on in. Then what you will do, you repeat for all of the other ones as well. Super simple. The slightly trickier one, but it's very effective. Every single one of you has got friends, I hope, right? You've got a phone book, right? All you need to do, text every single one of your 100 friends and just say, hey, do you know anyone who is coming to X, right? So if your properties are in, let's say the Warwick example, do you know anyone who is looking for a place to stay in Warwick? That is super simple, right? And you're not asking your friends, your people in your phone book, to give you money. But what you're doing is you're asking for a referral. Because I guarantee if you go to 100 people on your phone, 100 people won't know what you do, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, what does Mark do over there, right? But you're telling them, just say, hey, I've got some short-term rental properties. I've got, if you want to call it Airbnb, just say, hey, I've got some Airbnbs in Warwick. Do you know anybody who's looking for a place to stay? ... If so, please introduce me. Let them know about me. If they make a booking, I'll give you X in return, because you have to dangle the carrot. And X could be anything. It could be, bottle of wine, could be pizza, Amazon vouchers, football tickets, whatever. The cost doesn't have to be a lot. It could be like less than 50 quid. But if you compare that booking that will come direct to an Amazon or an Airbnb commission charge, it pales in significance. And the reason why this works is that if they're a true friend, family member, they will want you to succeed, right? And if you can't ask somebody who knows you, who likes you, who loves you, who trusts you for custom and for help, then how are you going to ask a stranger, right? So that's the most simplistic place to start, is in your phone book.
Yeah. It's a very good tip, and I think in the industry we're a bit spoiled. We're not used to to doing this, which I mean, as business owners of Smartness, Boostly, we know the drill. We know it's tough to get customers, but as property managers, you're not used to doing this. You're just business comes in automatically from booking. Why should I text people? Why should I call people to ask for business? But I mean, it can be hugely profitable, in particular if you then later turn these guests into returning customers, through softwares like we have Smart Connect, which is our own CRM, or I mean any other software. There are a few in the market.
Nice.
But Mark, thank you for the tips. I think two great tips. I would now move to the Q&A. I think we have for sure we have a couple of comments. There is one from Ben. Sorry for letting you wait, Ben. And he's asking, what solutions do you suggest to have a chat agent on your website?
So there are quite a few. It depends if you want it to be automated, as in with AI, then there are definitely some tools and providers that are coming out there on the market. Bestie, Host.
We launched Smart Chat last
Oh,
week
there you go.
as well.
Of course you did. So Smart Chat. So go to Smart Connect. That's a big one. So all that you need to do is you need to go and work with one, get the HTML code, and you can add it onto any WordPress site. So we obviously now Boostly, we've got nearly just over 1,000 websites that we have, and we've got 1,000 customers. And all they have to do is send us the HTML code for whoever they use for their agent, whether it's in person or AI or whatnot, and then you can have that onto your site. So yeah, go check out Smartness there.
I don't think it's even on the website yet, but it's a premiere, Mark.
Nice, there you go.
News.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
I will show it to you maybe next week. Next week we do a private demo.
Yeah.
And we have a follow-up question here. What's your best practices on how to drive more traffic and conversions on your property website? I think we touched a bit upon the traffic already. If you want to add something,
see, at the end of the day, right, when it comes to conversions, you've got to be sending them to a website that you are confident it will turn a looker into a booker, right? The booking flow from start, which is landing on your homepage, to checkout is so important. And the problem is with so many of these websites that I see, it is so confusing, right? You've got to be able to, when you load up your website, to be able to, within 3 seconds, be able to answer who you are, what you do, how can I give you money? It's called the grunt test. There was a fantastic book by Donald Miller called Story Brand, and it talks about the grunt test. And you've literally got on your website 3 seconds to be able to say who you are, what you do, how you book. And so many times when I do these marketing reviews, when I do these marketing roasts, and I see a website, it's so confusing. Yes, there's a nice picture, lovely picture, obviously, because we've all got professional pictures, but it is so confusing on who you are, what you do, and how can I give you money, right? And at the end of the day, when you confuse, you lose. So when it comes to conversions, like anybody can get traffic to your website, right? Anybody can get traffic to a website. But what's most important is to make it sticky. And if they call it the mousetrap, they call it being sticky. It's simple. It's marketing chat to just say, get somebody on your site and turn them from a looker to a booker. And that's why having a professionally done website that integrates with your PMS, and integrate is the keyword, is crucial. So again, if you want 101 of those tips, Ben, wherever you are in the world, jump onto Amazon. Again, it pains me to say it, can't give it the direct, but go and grab it, Book Direct Playbook, go pick one of those tactics and just go ahead. But like I said, all you have to do, dedicate 30 minutes a day to new business, and you do it consistently over a year. It's just like going to the gym. When you first walk into the gym, you do it for a day, you look down, you go, oh, where's my six pack? It doesn't work like that. You've got to consistently stick at it for a year, consistently stick at it, show up consistently, and you'll be a lot better this time next year.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark, for a great answer. I think we have another cool one. I think we can maybe wrap up with this one from Riccardo. What do you think about meta ads for small hospitality businesses? Is it something worthless?
It's not worthless, but you can easily burn money by doing it, right? If you are just throwing money at meta ads to get somebody to come to your website to book a stay with you, your PMS doesn't have the tracking capability. So yes, you are burning money. But if you are looking to potentially generate leads for homeowners because you've got a management portfolio business and you want to get more leads that way, there's definitely ways and means to do it. I'm sure within the CRM that you've got at Smart Connect, there are ways you can set up landing pages that can do proper tracking, 100%. But again, there's ways and means. This is why, again, I talk about it in the book. We talk about it with the coaching. There are 100% easy ways for you to literally waste money with meta ads because nobody does it properly. They watch a video on YouTube or they listen to their favorite guru and they go and try and do it themselves and it's burnt. You've got to have the proper guidance. So yeah, you can do it. There are ways to do it. There are ways to do it properly and there are ways to do it incorrectly.
In general, and in another life, I was working in Google, Dublin, and what I was realizing, I realized back then is you should probably, before anything else, invest in a good website, because investing money in advertisement, if you don't have a good converting website with a nice booking engine, is a complete waste of money. Only after that, before, again, after that, invest in direct communication, so chat, direct emails to engage customers. Some of the actions that Mark is suggesting as well, can be great. Only after you're done with this, you can start to looking into paid ads. I would personally probably go the easy route with Google, direct brand name, before testing Meta. I agree with you. It can be, it's a lot more complex, and you really risk burning quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Good. I think we are done for today. Thank you, Mark, for the insights. It's been lovely hosting you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm gonna give you a review on the book. So I'm gonna order it now and tell you how it is. And again, we meet next week, to show you the live demo of
Sounds
Smart
like
Chat.
a plan. What I will say, there seems to be more comments coming in on the video. So if you do have any more questions for me, then please go to boostly.co.uk/call. Go there, book a call in, and you can have a chat about Smoobu, PMSs, and all that good thing. Ben, Ricardo, appreciate your comments today. So yeah, boostly.co.uk. The name's on the video up there. And yeah, if you want to continue the conversation.
Great. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for attending, and let's meet soon again for a follow-up session. So, Mark, have a good day.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao.